You are listening to the Lawyer Stories podcast with host Benny Gold. Lawyer Stories was founded in July 2017 on Instagram and is an expanding global network of lawyers and law students sharing their personal journeys to the noble profession of the practice of law. Join us on this podcast as we dig deeper into these stories and hear from lawyers and law students from around the world in all areas of the legal profession. Here at Lawyer Stories, we believe that every lawyer has a story. What's yours?
Welcome to the Lawyer Stories podcast with Benny Gold.
Thanks, Benny.
Yeah, man, great to see you back. Today we're welcoming back our good friend Michael Kotik, criminal defense attorney and owner of SKA Law Group in Philadelphia. You might remember Michael from episode 168. Where he shared,
168.
Yeah.
Now it's what, episode 500? Yeah, probably got like 500 episodes.
No. We're at like 2 something. I just released 242, I think.
Bro, you're like on season 7 of Netflix over here.
I love it. I'd wish I would love to get picked up by Spotify or one of those like channels.
You should do that, man. That's
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. But all right, let me finish my intro for Michael Kotik.
Sorry.
All right. So you might remember him from his powerful journey into criminal defense and how he built one of Philadelphia's most recognized defense firms. So, dude, all right, I'm done with my intro, but it's great to have you back. Michael and I have also become friends over the years, and I mean that years. He's come to a bunch of events that we've had. So we're seeing Michael walk through the door.
We're in a motorcycle club together.
Wow, it would have to be a bicycle club for me because I don't know what I would do on a motorcycle, to be honest. But in theory, that sounds good. So it's always good to see friendly face, Mike. Thanks for coming on, man.
You too, brother. You too. It's been a while.
So how does it feel to come back since episode 168?
Awesome. Dude, awesome. Actually, babe, we should do this probably every 6 months. I'm serious.
Yeah, let's do it. I've actually been I have a package.
What? You know what, Betty? I'm going to interview you, Betty.
Bro, I have a quarterly package for a media kit now. If anybody's interested in that,
we'll do your quarter package for a quarter. Betty, tell us. I'm going to interview. Tell us about Lawyer Connect. That's what I want to. I want to hear about Lawyer Connect. Betty.
Lawyer Stories Connect. Okay.
Yeah, tell me about
tonight's
that.
about you, my man.
All right.
But I will tell you about that. We're just to bring the lawyers together. We have 3 events a year. I want to move it up to 4. We do virtual roundtables every month. You
should do a Las Vegas one. We haven't met. You know what we haven't done, Betty? We haven't met lawyers from the West Coast.
Oh, well, let me tell you, Michael Kotik. I was trying to. We were this close to doing LA. And I really wanted to do it. I really want to do LA, but it kind of fell apart a little bit. The person I was going to do it with had trial, great guy, but he ended up having trial. It's a little more complicated than doing something in Boston we have the same spot as the last 2 years. New York we've had the same spot as the last 2 years. Yeah, and now this year or 2026 we have the same spot, but we're going to be doing it on the rooftop. So I'm pumped about that. But yes, dude, I do want to do West Coast, whether it's Vegas or LA for sure. That's where the other group of people is that I feel like I've met, and I'd love to get something going out there. Believe me.
I think that's the next step, man. And in 2 years, we should do an international one.
Yeah, I 100%. I love how you think, man. You know what? You could be.
I'm on top of this.
You could be on the board. You're on the Lawyer Stories board.
Put me on the board.
I need a Lawyer Stories board of commissioners or something.
You can pay me with shares, bro.
Yeah, maybe I will.
How much are stock options right now for this?
Where's your piggy bank? So, dude, tell us what have you been up to since?
Benny, it's been nuts, man. The immigration stuff with all these deportations is a whole
give
different level.
Give us an example of that. What you mean with that,
dude? So, what's going on is if you get arrested, you're here illegally, or you have a status that's not a good status, you're not either a green card holder or a citizen, you could get picked up by ICE. And if you get picked up by ICE, you're going into detention. So even if you're out, even if you are midway through your case or just started your case, you're going to have a situation where you get picked up, you're going in. And even I have cases now that I won for my clients while they're in ICE custody. I still can't do anything about it because the case may be dismissed, but they still got to deal with immigration. So now I got to connect them with immigration lawyers to go ahead and deal with this. So this year, it's probably the hardest year I ever had, just simply because you're dealing with two different worlds now. You got the criminal thing that you got to deal with, and then whatever thing you do ultimately rolls over into immigration, and you're trying to avoid people from being deported. A lot of the Some of the Ukrainian guys I have, it's like really sad because
Oh, geez.
if they go back, they're probably getting drafted to the war and they got to go fight. And these are people that got a chance to be here, and it's just a lot, dude. Like I get it, but at the same time, I think it's much more difficult than it ever used to be because
Oh
it's.
yeah, totally. I mean, you see it on the news every day. I mean,
Mhm.
somebody in LA the other day put on their Instagram stories that somebody like getting, in trouble with ICE at a place in Massachusetts that's like the town over from where I work in Central Mass. I mean, that's how much these things are making the news. And I live in like a random. It's
It,
great. I mean, I work in a random place, but it's so out there, man. It's such a challenge
it,
with
it,
everything
it,
going on.
it's turned so now, like when you're working out the cases, you literally have to have an immigration. Like I have a couple of immigration guys just are on call
Okay.
24 hours a day just to tell me, what are the consequences if we go one way or we go the other. And it's turned it got way more difficult than it ever used to be. It used to be a lot easier than this.
How much has that taken over your practice? Like, are you doing
I'm
most
doing
of those
like
cases, or are you still doing?
no, I mean we the volume is where it needs to be. We expanded a lot. There's a lot of movement for us, but ultimately this is like the anchor of the ship, man. It once it drops, it slows you down because you got to figure out a way out for these guys. And a lot of times you can. There's ways to do it, but you're walking into a whole different world. I mean, this is brand new. This all started as of January. This is just it's kind of like a whole new law on top of the law that you already know that now you got to work
Right.
with, you got to deal with. So
So have
it's
you've learned a lot of immigration law along the way? I mean, I know you have.
so I know enough to get by, but I have a rule. Like if you practice law, you practice in one field, you don't mess around with all the other fields.
Right.
Because you
Yeah.
can't, you can't learn all this stuff. It's
No. Yeah.
every day changes. There's a million things that change in case law and policies of courtrooms. It's a whole freaking thing. And we're in all these counties plus Jersey plus PA. So now there's a lot of guys that know what they're doing in immigration world, like just quality attorneys that you could really like utilize
Yep.
to figure out ways to do it, and they've been extremely helpful. But their hands are tied too. I mean, listen, you came here illegally, you're gonna have some issues, especially if you get in trouble for something else out here.
Wow. Yeah. And we know a couple immigration attorneys too out there. But so like, so what's the procedure instead of it being just like them like putting somebody in custody and detaining somebody? Say like they pull somebody over for who's been like drinking.
So
Like, give me a case like a fact pattern type of
So
thing.
here's kind of the thing, like somebody gets pulled over to get a DUI, right?
Yep.
So now they're on the radar. So you're on the radar. Now ICE can like figure out where you are. They know, they can the agents are like incredibly freaking gifted. I mean, they're hiring like top tier. These guys do the homework and then they know where they are. And then that's it. You got a new case, you're here illegally. They're out there for you. And if they get you, they're pretty much taking you in, and then you got to go through the court system. You got to try to get bail for them to get them out.
So let me
If you-
stop you right there. With that sort of does like motion to suppress or any of the Fourth Amendment stuff apply? How does that work? Like
So
with
the
those
pro,
cases?
so all everything applies, but your issue is not suppression or actual criminal stuff. Your issue is now that a person who didn't even have bail, didn't even have a court date yet, could now be in immigration custody, and now you got to figure out a way to get them out. And they're not, I mean, immigration judges, from what I've seen, they're not letting you out just because you might be getting your case dismissed or giving you a chance to fight it. You're pretty much ready to roll. So you get the right lawyers involved. They go ahead and they file like bail motions to try to get them out or some kind of relief. And some of these guys have been successful, but The majority, it's like nobody wants to wait a couple of months till their case is over. They're just like, I'm not sitting here. I'd rather just be deported and get out of here. The problem is you can't come back afterwards. Otherwise, it's a bigger problem.
Okay.
And and then you're left with either cases being dismissed or some judges are issuing bench warrants because they're not showing up to court. So if they ever come in
Wow.
and get caught up, they still have to deal with their case moving forward.
So how do they find out that they're like quote unquote like not citizens? Like with a pull, like if ICE pulls somebody over or like
They're like the way they've been doing it is once you're in the system, they track like they have all your information. They see that there's no source. They see there's no fingerprint in the database for you. They can figure out what's going on, and then they just do a check to see who you are. And ultimately, if you qualify as a person that shouldn't be here, they got it. And their systems are way more. I'm telling you, man, they are on top of their game when it
yeah.
comes to getting these guys. Yeah, they're you don't even know it's happening to you. Like they're so. I mean, whoever's running it is running it like the way you can imagine. It's extremely successful.
Do you think like I mean is crime even down? Do you think it's been like like a good pro? I mean I don't want to say it's been a good program, but has it been
Um,
like successful in accomplishing their
in
goal?
a way, it is down. Like there's definitely you see a little less volume,
Okay.
and you see the change. Like the stuff that we used to get is not so like I gotta tell you, the stuff with the drugs and narcotics, that's low. I mean, that's substantially low.
Really?
So you're getting more domestic stuff, you're getting more road rage stuff, you're getting more stuff with firearms. I think everybody, like every fifth person that comes in, it's some kind of gun case, you know. You're getting a lot of that, but like we used to get cases where there's like $1 million worth of, some kind of contraband, some kind of narcotic. That's been gone. That's been
Wow.
gone. I mean, all that stuff's like I think the border is like secure, so they're not getting it in as. I'm sure there are probably ways to do it, but they're not getting it in like they used to get it in. So the crimes have certainly changed, but now there's like different stuff that's popping up. So you're not losing the business. It's just kind of like it's different trends of crime that are
Right.
ultimately occurring. And for some reason, I don't know why, violence has like skyrocketed.
Wow.
And it's like the most weirdest thing. Like a guy will be in a car, he'll wave a gun at someone. It's a shootout. Like road rages are like I've never seen such a volume of. I don't know why everyone's so angry. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's that's been crazy. A lot of domestic stuff. A lot of fights are happening. Like I think it's like if one crime goes down, two other ones go up. That's how it usually is with this business.
Why is that? Like with the road rage and the guns and the
I
swinging guns
I
around?
I can't tell you.
Yeah, it's what.
I blame a lot of it on social media.
Tell me about like having to sort of adjust with the trends, like adjust your practice. Like now you got this whole immigration piece of it that's a different layer of what you're doing. Like how does a business owner and like a firm owner go about doing that?
So you kind of have to just adapt to it with what's coming down the pipe. Like it but it's weird. Every 4 years is different, something different. Like before, we didn't have PA didn't have medical marijuana, right? So when we got everybody getting their cards, you're thinking, oh man, there's not going to be that part of the business is not going to come around. No, now you're getting DUIs because you can't be high and drive. Most of the DUIs now are individuals who have got
Right.
some kind of THC in their system. Then you got, remember we had the big heroin epidemic where everybody was going through that. Their fentanyl was like all over the place. So you gear up for that because now you have cases where the prosecutors are tougher on those crimes. So you have to figure out a way to navigate through that. Like you just adapt and you just form different strategies.
Right.
That's all it is. Like every time some kind of law changes or some kind of public, policy change, it'll clear up certain laws and then it'll rise other crimes. That's just what it is. You just figure out how to deal with those situations.
Interesting. Okay, that's interesting. So, you've built a reputation out there in Philadelphia for passion and passionate advocacy. Representing your clients fiercely. Like, how do you balance that intensity with this empathy for the client, like especially now when they're dealing with this horrible immigration crisis?
Well, dude, I'm not from this country, so
Right.
that probably hurts even more.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah. Yeah.
we came here '89, man. That's
Yeah.
so you kind of understand what it is, but we went through the process. You get citizenships. It was done. It was still hard. It wasn't easy, but you feel like America's awesome. Like this is the one place that if you go in here, you work hard, you really work, like you really apply yourself in any field, you
Yep.
can become a millionaire overnight. It's an amazing, amazing country for the
Yeah.
opportunity. That's why everybody wants to be here because
Awesome, man. Yeah.
you don't have like government restrictions like you would in Russia or some of those things where it's like monitored to such a degree, and
Yep.
you can't, you they kind of tell you what to do with your life, otherwise you can't really be anything there. That's why everybody wants to get in here. So you do feel the other side of the coin is, hey, you got people who want to feed their families. You got all these nice uh, individuals that are here trying to send money back home and trying to like figure out a better way for their family to exist. And you feel for them because it's like, what do you do? I've seen, we came from a very, and I wouldn't say poverty, but it wasn't good when we got here. So you
Right.
understand why good people are doing it, but in the middle of it, you get caught up in some stuff, and then you ruin everything that you try to build here for yourself.
What were your
I-
parents doing when you guys moved here?
they were auto business, just
Okay.
doing the cars and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Continue with your
It was
thought.
it, it was like waiters, secretaries. It was just
Yeah.
odd jobs like home repair. They just did everything they could to, just survive. And that's, I think, what a lot of these people do. And that's why you feel extra terrible
Right.
for that. It's like not only are they stuck, they have to spend money on the attorneys, they got to go through the process. They're held in custody for several months, and then they come home to like a family that didn't have them to support them for a couple of weeks, couple of months. It's devastating.
Wow. And they didn't really do anything besides maybe coming over here. It's not like they were doing something actively. A lot of them weren't actively engaging in
Well,
legal activity. Is that the argument sort of thing?
so I mean, the way that it's structured now is if you come in illegally, you broke the law.
Right.
So
Right.
that's it. So if they get you, you can get deported just for that.
Right.
But if you're here and you already broke the law by coming in here illegally, and then you get like a DUI or you get a theft or you get some other charge, it's like you're 2-0, bud. They're not looking
Yeah.
to hold you here. They're looking to get you out of here.
Right. No, that makes sense.
And that's where it becomes more difficult.
Yeah. Um, so how far have you taken a case like this so far? Have you gone to like trial with any of them? Have you?
Um, I, some of it would have gone all the way because the guys wanted to sit and fight. Sometimes we have guys who are just like, look, I'm not waiting 6 months. I can't afford it. My family needs me. I'm just signing papers. I'm getting the hell out of here. That's it.
Right.
Now, there are times where the crimes that are committed are like extremely, extremely serious,
Hmm.
and they're not letting you get deported. You're going to do the time here. When you're done your time, then you're getting shipped out. So it all depends on what you've done. But a lot of times, the people that are here are just trying to help. They're trying to
Yeah.
like figure out a way to make money to send back home.
Right.
So for them, they're like, listen, I'll just go home and start doing what I used to do before I got here because they got kids, they got to feed their family, and it's not one of those things where they can afford 6 months of going back and forth through court, through lawyers, and all that stuff. They just want to
Right.
get out of it.
Does this mostly take place in the criminal court or immigration court when it comes down to it?
Deportation will be immigration court.
Okay. So,
And they have like separate jails for them where they house them now, so it moves quite quick. The criminal side of it, if you can get them, I mean, I've had like writs filed to bring guys over,
mhm.
and everybody's been very accommodating. I gotta tell you, like, even the agents, like I've dealt with all these guys, and they're not bad guys. They're just doing their job. But that this is what their job today entails. This is what they have to do. So if there's a way to help them while they're in custody, they're going to work with them. They're not just like horrible to them. They are going to work with them. They're going to try to, you know, do what they can for them while they're in there. I mean, it's a process that's like people are people, and there is like a lot of humanity in it,
Okay.
but they are doing their job. Like you can't. This is what they're paid to do right now.
Wow. Yeah, it said ICE has like these crazy sign-on bonuses too. Like I've seen like ads for that and like it's
But look, it's not an easy job.
yeah.
You have no idea. Like you know why I think they're paying them what they're paying them. The fact that they know the guys that are signing off for them, that they're taking away people from their families, that they're dealing with individuals that may or may not have some criminal stuff going on. Dude, it's a big weight on them, you
Oh
know?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like what you think the ICE guy wants to go ahead and separate some guy from his kids and his wife and his ability to earn? He don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So it's mentally, I can imagine it's it's probably a big weight on them because it's and some guys that are there's a war going on, between Ukraine and Russia. Like they know if they're deporting them, they're going to go right on the battlefield.
Wow.
They have that in their back of the head. The money looks good, but there's a lot. I'm sure there's a lot of these guys that are sleeping at night and saying like, this is tough. You
Yeah. Oh
know,
yeah.
I
Yeah. I
mean,
think some. I don't think probably everybody. I mean, I think some of them are just like, really like just get them out. That's how I think. Like with some of
I,
these
it,
people.
it's
I,
not. Let me
I
tell you, Ben. It's not what you're seeing on TV.
okay.
There is a lot of like I'm seeing it 'cause I'm there. I'm in the front
Yeah. Yeah.
lines of
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen guys getting taken out of courtrooms. There is a humane part to these
Good.
jobs.
Good. No, it's
There,
good to hear.
it's just freaking media is gonna spin it any way that they freaking
Yeah.
want
No,
it.
that's dude, that you got to tell it the way you see it. I mean, you're in there, you're in the field. You gotta see it the way because that's how they spin it. That's how they spin it.
It's like
Like
if
there
they
are these
want to.
heartless people like who could care less about, other people. Like that's how we see.
No, believe me, everybody who's involved in this, even the ones that like they're in all sides, everybody's trying to figure out a way to like make this as less painful as possible. Like
Yeah.
I've never seen them like I, Philly's got this stuff happening all the time, but you never see it that bad. Like they'll talk to them, they'll try to explain what's going on. They want it to go smooth, you know? They want it to go smooth. They're not trying to cause a problem for the person more than they already have, and they're sympathetic to the but this is the new law. This is what's our country has now, and this is what you got to follow this stuff.
Did you actually have to read like the immigration code and all that? Or like how far do you take the criminal case?
I've I've read the statutes. I've read the case laws that are surrounding it.
Okay.
Um, but you need your own experts on this. So
Yeah.
you have a team together who knows what they're doing. These guys are kind of like on the battlefield. We got a bunch of group of lawyers that we work with all the time. And you call them at 2 in the morning, and be like, listen, I got a guy from this country. This is what's going on. They'll send somebody who can talk to them, and we'll game plan this thing within a couple of hours. It's better to have somebody else who's in this thing all day long than
Yep.
it is
Oh
you
yeah.
trying to figure out because you're
Yeah.
not gonna get it. It's too complicated.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. It's very interesting. The they're lucky to have you helping them out.
Right.
That's
It also helps to speak multiple languages.
yeah.
You kind
Yeah,
of
that's true.
you kind of can say what's going on when these guys are
What do you speak?
I could do Ukrainian, Russian. We get a lot of Eastern European guys in here, so I do that. Plus, we're staffed. We have a Georgian girl who translates to Georgian stuff. We have Spanish too. So we try to facilitate any kind
Yep.
of help we can by having these people here. And it helps. It's a big deal because a lot of the guys here don't even really speak any of English whatsoever. They're just and they're in a place where they're in a jail cell. They don't know what's court. They don't know who the lawyer is. They don't know what the judge is
Right.
going to look like. They're used to a whole different kind of system. And if you can make it a little easier for them, it's worth spending the money on these people.
Yeah, yeah. So what does your office look like now? What's the composition of it? You and Amato, shout out to him.
I feel like it's no, we're in separate offices, but we're we run different teams, and
Oh yeah, okay.
I feel like our office is like the is like a freaking UN right now, and
Yeah,
everybody's speaking different languages
that's
across the board.
crazy.
Yeah, man, it's but it's good. Like it, you know, it's funny. You would when you were hiring, like I was when I was hiring 10, 11 years ago. You look for like, do you know legal? Do you know
Yeah,
Word? Do you know, can you do Westlaw? Now I'm like, what languages do you speak?
right.
You know, you got any other hidden talents over that's gonna
Hidden
help us?
talents, yeah. That's crazy. So does Amato have an office in another town? Is that how you guys do
Yeah,
it?
we got two in Center City, so he's over there most of the time. Philly's a different game in itself. I got the county, she's got it there, and we're you know, it's kind of divided up because it's a divide and conquer kind of thing.
Interesting. Okay.
So, but plus Jersey has become Jersey's probably has increased substantially. Once they went ahead and legalized, they have a different law with respect to their marijuana laws now,
Hmm.
and it's like the day they loosened up those doors, everybody's I like the it just turned into Colorado, dude.
Really? No way.
It's almost every case you get, it has some kind of marijuana. It's never a firearm on itself. It's always firearm, weed, or it's some other crap. It's like I came in, I saw liquor, I saw marijuana. It just exploded over there with that stuff.
I bet. I bet. I know you don't have like a ton of time.
Yeah.
But like tell us quick like about what other cases you're taking right now besides
Oh,
the whole immigration crisis. That was really interesting to hear, by the way. Thanks for running me through all that.
sure. So we're doing everything from the DUIs to the the theft cases to the assaults to the gun stuff. I think probably criminal law wise, it has more. The cases are more violent than they used to be. I think everything's like
Yeah.
nobody fights anymore. Everybody's got a firearm. It's and the new
Yeah,
thing
that
we
do you think
see.
more people have firearms than anybody realizes?
Yeah, because the thing that happened a couple of years ago is 3D printers, man. 3D printers changed the whole topography.
How?
You can print a gun. If I got 18-year-old, 15-year-old kids who are being able to print a gun through stuff they see on YouTube and they just
What do you
put
mean
it
print?
together
I
and
don't
it's
understand. What do you mean print a gun?
they print out the firearms, man. It's called ghost guns. It's what they do. They print them out and they're fully functioning and that's it. They get pieces from different places and it's crazy how quick they can get them. But those are like probably I'd say within every 10 gun cases, probably two, three are going to be ghost gun cases where
Like
it's
you
3D
print it out
print.
of I feel really like I have no idea what you're talking about.
They're 3D printed, man.
Wow.
That's what it is. It's 3D printed. So you know, like you can do like for your kids, you can get the 3D printer and print out like Super
Yeah.
Mario. Well,
Yeah.
they print out the parts of the through the same printers.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they function like an actual gun. Like they fire, they have the ability to go through skin. This is what it is.
That's unbelievable.
And the thing is, the laws are the same as they were before. So you're thinking you're printing some kind of thing that you're messing around with, but if you don't
Yeah.
have a license or something happens, you're being charged with a firearm. You're not being charged with, some kind of, possession of an instrument of crime. You're getting the real felony charges. You're getting the real stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like that printer company is going to get sued soon.
It's not them. It
I
has
know.
nothing to do. That's the thing. It's like there's so much of this info available. And kids today, like I would say, they're not our generation. These guys are like 20, 30 times smarter than we were ever. They can they can go online and build a car if they feel like it.
Wow.
Everything's available to you. They have all tutorials and this is what you do. I mean, this is what it is. It's a new world now.
Man, I could even construct a paper airplane.
Same. Yeah,
Crazy.
and then I get people coming in here with the Chat GPT stuff, which is ridiculous.
Like
Like
what?
Oh my God. People are researching their laws and how to do things on
Oh,
ChatGPT and using it to like, and it's not how, look, it's good for a lot of things, but when it comes to like medical and legal, you got to stay the hell away from it because you're going to get yourself in bigger trouble than the law is not. Because think about where it's all getting its information. It's
right.
getting it
It's
from
kind of
websites.
just pulling it from.
From websites, right? So
Yeah,
it's like a gumbo soup. You put a bunch of crap in there, and
yeah,
hopefully it'll taste good. But you don't
and
know
then
that
you.
different courts have different rules. That
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
different things you have to look out for. There's people. There's just they come in and they have like I know what you're talking about, or they write their own like things, and then you look at them like it's complete nonsense, and you
yeah.
can
You're like,
tell.
is this? You have to actually sometimes say, is this truthful? And they'll be like, well, let me go back and look to see based this on facts.
And
You
let me
know,
tell you,
it's
and the thing is, judges are smart.
yeah,
Prosecutors are smart. They see that they see what the hell is going on, and it's a disaster. But what they're doing, they're coming in with good questions. But if you tell them this is not how it works, and this is why you got a lawyer, you got a doctor, they're
yeah,
like, nah, I was told by a computer. This is exactly how it works.
yeah,
And you have to like try to explain that, the law that you're interpreting of a aggravated assault case. It's not the way ChatGPT is explaining it to you because they're just getting it off a bunch of websites
yeah,
and they're putting it together. At the end of the day, it's not going to be like this when you go to court and you got your guy in the stand and you're trying to do this. You're going to get annihilated. You need a lawyer.
right, totally.
So that's actually some of the funniest things I've seen is them coming in and just trying to explain it to me. And I'm like, look,
Like explain their case, basically like their defense and all.
you can't have a robot do this for you, not yet at least.
I think there wasn't there a law that came down that said you can't look at that for like legal advice or like legal.
So courts, judges, they get pissed off when you use it, and you can actually get in trouble for it. There's been a couple of lawyers that try to write motions and stuff and put it together. Then they find out it turns into like it's like a contempt of court. It turns into a whole different. It's a huge mess actually, because then you're dealing with other problems that you got judges going after you. You
Right.
know.
Yeah, there's a lot of legal texts out there that do use AI for
Uh,
shit.
that
So
it, I think eventually someone's gonna go to jail for it. There was a case
wow.
I don't know if it was Florida or whatever state it was where the guy tried to do an AI bot as a fake attorney and the
I
judge was
saw
like,
that. He wasn't even wearing a
"Hang
suit, right?
no. The speech sounded nice, but the judge is like, "Are you out of your mind?" And she just devoured him in there.
I
So
think I saw that because the guy wasn't even wearing a suit and he was like, may it please the court. And it's like, what is
yeah,
that?
that's the future of it,
And
man.
then
I
they
think.
start citing fake cases.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff that they get is like you don't. These things get overturned. You don't know what the new law is. You look crazy doing that
Yeah,
stuff,
it's wild.
but you saved a couple of bucks.
That's awesome, man. All right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to cover today? I know.
Nah, brother, I'm gonna head out,
All
but
right.
I want to do this again. Let me know the next time you want to get another podcast going. We'll go through some. I'm sure the next couple of months before we see each other, it'll probably be new stuff that'll
No,
be
that
coming.
was really interesting, man. I really appreciate you going over that with us.
Yeah,
Stay right there just for a second. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. Wherever you are in the world today, enjoy yourselves. Cheers.
take care.